he said it with intonation like this, and I remember it to this day. I only saw the movie once. He said, "This is our only home."
I have one more question because we got to go. And this is from a certain gentleman in the front row to a gentleman up here who proposed that he might be adopted by him. and it refers to the distinction between deception that is put forward deceptively versus deliberate deception. And the question is there anything wrong with the deliberate deception in politics, like, for example, accusing Mr. Soros of being responsible for the Petraeus ad? Or is that okay to just, it's part of politics to deceive?
He's not responsible. A group that he's helped put out an ad that was very damaging. I feel bad. If I were on, as I said, if I were on that side, it would have upset me tremendously because it changed the focus and would have ended up hurting my cause. May I do one thing? Because I really believe, it's one of the reasons why I left politics, that at times of great distress, as we have in this country, with tremendous anxiety and fear of the future, that language can be used to pull us together. Bobby Kennedy delivered what I believe to be the most powerful language, the most anti-Orwellian language in modern politics on the night that Martin Luther King was killed. And I've tried to memorize it, and I cannot. And it is, and I apologize for being required, but if I may take just 25 seconds, what we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the U.S. is not hatred. What we need in the U.S. is not violenceness and lawlessness, but love and wisdom and compassion towards one another, and a feeling of justice to those who still suffer within our country, whether they be white or they be black. So I ask you tonight to return home and say a prayer for the family of Martin Luther King, but more importantly, say a prayer for our country, which we all love, a prayer for understanding and compassion. We can do well in this country. We will have difficult times. We've had difficult times in the past, and we'll have them in the future. But in the end, it is not the end of violence, this is not the end of lawlessness, and it is not the end of disorder. But the vast majority of white people and the vast majority of black people in this country want to live together, want to improve the quality of our life, and want justice for all human beings that abide in our land. Let us dedicate ourselves to what the Greeks wrote so many years ago, to tame the savageness of man and make gentle the life of this world.
I think that's a perfect last word for this panel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, panelists. Thank you very much.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs that connect you to the world.